It's your favorite Feliz Navidad, compas. And we are back with another edition of Compas on the Beat. On this episode, we have our quick recap of Monday Night Football between the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Eagles, the Giants. No Tommy DeVito. But we have our takeaways from week 16. We also have our usual segments, NFL Power Rankings, Burial of the Week, Una Mas, and this week on Avocado Roast, as 2023 comes to an end, we share the best and worst of the movies or shows that we watched this year. But that reminds me, Gilberto, don't you have a question for our viewers and or listeners?
Yes, I do, Fernando. No Feliz Navidad. Me, it's December 26th. Let's move on to the new year. And don't say Happy New Year after January 2nd, all right? But for the engagement question of the week, it's not a football question. I need your help. The Compas need your help. Give us your TV show recommendations for 2024. Maybe something you're looking forward to or something that you watched that kind of became like, oh, that's actually a pretty good show in 2023 that people are sleeping on. Let us know, because today on this episode, jam-packed Compas on the Beat, we're going to be talking about the best and worst TV shows, as Fernando mentioned. But get in the comments. Let us know your recommendations for TV shows that we got to watch, or even movies. That's fine too. Movies are okay. I didn't go to the movies that much this year, but no problem. And then if you're on audio, Spotify, rate and review. Get over to YouTube, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff in the comments. Let us know TV show recommendations for 2024. Can't believe that.
I know. As Gilbert says, no more Feliz Navidad. So let's go to the Ramirez Grinch right now and let's see what he's got cooking up for us.
Welcome all to another glorious Wednesday. You already know what it is. I know what you're thinking. You're saying, I know that voice. I know who that is. I know what program he's on. You're thinking to yourself, it's Dan and Daygo. Yeah, you are absolutely right. Because not only is today Wednesday, not only is today one day closer to the weekend, not only is it hump day, but it is the day your favorite program, Compas on the Beat, drops a new episode. You already know what it is. You already know what we're getting into. We're getting into all the week's takeaways from the NFL. Shout out, we get into it. We got our power rankings, which I'm sure is going to piss off a lot of people, but shout out to all you for listening. Make sure you get in those comments. Let that stooge, that scumbag, know how wrong he is and how much of a curse he is to everyone's favorite team. Shout out to all of you. We also get into our avocado roast, our burials, what. You already know we do it all here. So shout out for all you for making the right decision on your Wednesday and tuning into the program. But anyway, I know what you're all telling me. Enough of the dilly-dally, Dan, and they go, let's get with the program. So all the way from across the hallway, play the music, Nando.
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I'm Fernando Ramirez. I cover the Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. With me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano, covers the NFL for Sports Illustrated. What's up, bro?
That was the worst. What's up, bro, Fernando? You are still, I guess, what is that, like 80%? Well, how are you feeling today? How about that? How about I ask you, how are you feeling?
I mean, I'm at 90, but like I just feel like the voice is not there. The voice is kind of, yeah. So, I mean, it is 4:38 right now. I think I've been on this mic since 1 because I jumped on a show before I jumped on with you. So, yeah, it's taking a beating, but we're powering through it.
Let's just hope you're doing better than Trevor Lawrence, who is taking a beating, keeps playing, but just keeps making mistakes. No mistakes from you, all right? If you're going to play, don't hurt us by playing sick or talking sick, whatever it is. But there you go. But anyways, Fernando, get back to the point. You asked me how I'm doing. I'm doing well. It's kind of weird because I had to mix work and football with family stuff on Christmas and Navidad, whatever the heck you want to call it, or holidays, to be safe there. But overall, it's a good time. You know, we were talking about TV shows, Fernando. You probably have seen this, or maybe you haven't, but I know you're a big Sly Stallone fan. Tulsa King. I started watching that on Paramount. That's probably the only reason why we have it. But at least for me, Caroline has it for other reasons. But I'm like, finally, something good on this freaking platform here. Tulsa King, good show.
Oh, it is with Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah, it's really good, actually. I'm surprised.
Okay.
A little,
I'm
the ending's a little kind of cheesy, but he did a terrific job. And when I looked up that he's 77 and still acting and he's doing a good job, I'm like, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, I definitely gotta check that out. But interesting stuff. I haven't really seen anything as of late, but I'm gonna try and watch Loki before the year's over. I've heard some positive things about it, but
That's the season 1, 2. I have no idea.
season two. So yeah. But yeah, like we said on the live today, met Josh Allen. I'd never spoken to him before. Great guy, very interesting guy, saying Merry Christmas and just really joyful guy. I mean, obviously he won 24-22, but definitely interesting to see. Just it's interesting to see what the characters are of quarterbacks and all these players. And in a couple of weeks, I guess we'll get to see Patrick Mahomes walking around SoFi. So
You're gonna be angry, shouting at people, Kelsey throwing a helmet and things like that.
Can you imagine? I mean, I've gotten Lamar coming out, I've gotten Josh Allen coming. Can you imagine if Mahomes just looks at me and goes, "You're the one with that brother that talks shit about me, right?" Bang, and smacks the phone out of my hand. And he's like, "Tell your brother I say anytime, any
It's
place."
like Tua keeping receipts, remember? So your brother's probably on file for the Tua, the hater.
Can you imagine if like one day like they was Mahomes or one of them does a montage and you just see Dan and Daygo on there?
Look what this guy said.
On
Just
them.
shows him.
Yeah, no, exactly. That'd be hilarious. But all right, let's get these guys in here and see what kind of a Christmas celebration they had. Vic, did you have a nice Christmas?
Yeah, I got to go. My family is back now from Ohio. They've moved to LA, back to LA. So it's been great to have them back. So I went and we spent some time over there. Did a little bit of those Christmas games. I don't know if anybody saw them on TikTok. We did a couple of them, and they were fun.
On the nose and all that.
No, we did the one with the cup. It's kind of like musical chairs, but with the cups where you're going around the table and you're taking the cups away. We did that. That was fun. Megan won. She's over here yelling, "That's right."
That's right.
I've seen that rich people one where they have like you let the ball go on the table and there's cups, and if you can get in the $100, like $50, I'm like, what the hell?
These are
am I
TikTok
over
games?
Huh?
These are TikTok games?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
doing all these TikTok games.
Yeah, we're too poor for that kind of money. So we were like, hey, we should go buy some lotto tickets and put them on the table, like you said. But
by the way, I feel like the duck is staring at me today. He's really in the camera today.
Yeah.
There's somebody else that.
By the way, talking about the camera, shout out to Megan. She got me a new camera. So yeah, it looks pretty cool.
So she gets 2 shout outs in a row.
Yeah,
one
2 shout outs.
And one for helping Vic win. But there you go. But Gilbert, if you think the duck is staring at you, just wait.
Yeah.
Your boy's here. Your boy is here. Don't think as I'm sick, I'm not bringing the juice, dude.
Oh, you too?
Call me. I'm in the Bronco. I'm on the 405. Call me OJ. I'm not being stopped by anybody, dude.
Yeah, go find the murderer too while you're at it.
Hey, that's why there's no mirrors in his house, my guy. I already told you that.
Allegedly.
Exactly.
Allegedly, yeah, obviously, allegedly.
So, Dan, did you have a nice Christmas?
I did have a nice Christmas because you know what? I hate to say it again. Oh wait, no, we're not at that point. I did have a nice Christmas.
You can do whatever you want, Dan.
Okay. Because as I was watching this Christmas game, you know, Santa showed up at around 5:00 and said, "Here you go, my boy. You struggled this year. You know, you had, you know, the team wasn't where you wanted it to be. They're out of the playoffs, already in the new, in the search for a head coach again and everything else. But let me give you this gift." And the Chiefs take that fat L against the Raiders. And the funniest part for now is like a double win for me. It's like a divisional game because, again, not too long ago, I was mocked on this program by a certain person when I said Josh McDaniels needed to be gone and they needed to hire someone with the Raider way, the Raider mentality.
Nobody mocked you.
You know, I was like, "Oh, you shitty, you don't know anything. What do you know? You a shitty."
Who are these people?
And then lo and behold, Frau. And then the other part, you know why it's a double win? You know what? It's a triple win for me, actually. Because who's the one who's always saying, you got to run the football? It tires them out in the second half. They don't have their legs. They're not in it. And lo and behold, what wins the game, Frau? Nice little run play, get a few first downs. But I mean, again, what the hell do I know, Frau?
AOC won the game.
I don't know.
Well, when you don't have a quarterback, you got to run the football, right, Dan?
You know, some guys get tired of being right. I'm not one of those people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just enjoy it. It makes me laugh because I'm like, again, I'm ridiculed. I'm mocked. It's all good. Oh, that was funny. That was funny.
This was a scene outside of the Raiders or the Chiefs facility.
By the way, I love what was his name? The guy who stared down Mahomes and did the fake give
Tony Romo.
That's my burial. Don't get me started. Don't get me started on that because I know him and a certain other box on this show had a hard time watching that game on Sunday. They had a very hard time. They were not happy. So, but yeah, to your point, I had a very nice Christmas. Yes, I did. I had some.
How about a birthday?
Oh yeah. Oh, don't even get. See, why are you already trying to set me up, dude? You're trying to get.
Was your birthday good too?
Oh yeah,
it was a video.
Yeah, you're talking about me.
Yeah.
If you're an offensive lineman and you see that, what's your reaction?
Oh, I'd get up and I'd beat the shit out of this guy. There's no way he's gonna talk to me any kind of way like that.
You know what I just watched the other day? Speaking of TikToks, I think it was Jeff Saturday and Peyton Manning and a screaming
exactly.
that's sideline.
Exactly.
And another lineman, get out of here, Peyton, get the hell out the way.
Yeah.
Manning. They didn't care though.
But do you see what I'm saying? Like, you got to have those dogs up front. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially, I don't know what Mahomes is talking about. Like, that's who won him the Super Bowl last year. Besides some zebras, all of a sudden trying to get excited.
The guys protecting you. That's not a good idea.
You don't do that because it'd be There's a way to go about things, but I mean, I'm not going to get into that right now.
Mahomes took a family picture after the game too.
What do you got?
Oh yes. Oh, shout out to the legend, Coach JB.
Shout out. Is that the guy in our comments on live? But
no.
That guy's a legend, dude.
Oh, that's Coach.
Dude, and also that glorious video of Taylor Swift comforting Brittany Mahomes.
Dan, look at this.
I read that comment. Yeah.
Why a guy that doesn't coach and we're completely honest can't coach. His name.
That's an elite level burn right there. That's elite level banter. Dude, but talking about that video you brought up about Brittany and Taylor, and then you wonder why the whole country or the whole fans of the National Football League hate you guys. Like, I can't stand them anymore.
I wonder if Taylor Swift, because she's new to the team, like she's never experienced a winning team. She probably thinks that the Chiefs always stink, like every year. It's like, you have to go through that every year. Okay, that's why you're crying. I get it. They suck. I get it.
She probably has no idea. She probably tried to get she probably Googled Travis Kelce and misspelled his name, like some of her fans, dude. Like, get out of here.
Should probably break up with the dude after he threw that helmet. You saw that?
Well, I'm gonna get into that later. You're trying to jumpstart my burial and everything.
They're melting right now. They're fine.
Oh, I love it. I see. This is exactly why everyone hates them. This is exactly why everyone hates them. They're ridiculous. They're idiotic.
It's like, shut up, Brittany. Who cares? We're still rich. Like, why are you crying?
Exactly. They're terrible for the league. They're making the league.
Well, they're both different kinds of rich. Like Taylor's
somebody earned it
with money. Yeah.
Someone with money.
Somebody or one of them earned it. That's funny.
At least one of them.
That's funny. Yeah, that's facts though. That's facts.
Yeah.
That's why it's funny.
Nobody asked how Dan was after he was in the hospital for a couple of days.
Oh yeah.
That was very
life.
Huh? I hope you're joking.
Fighting for my life.
Look, here's a picture of Dan in the hospital.
Yeah,
it says you got to be a sick person if you're enjoying the Chiefs downfall.
I was tubed up.
Dan.
I was tubed up.
You did say that. I don't know what the hell you were talking about. I just saw the comment there.
Yeah. I love watching those downfall, dude. Dude, if I was Andy Reid, seriously, I'd start slapping the hell out of some of these fools too. He needs to get a little more order in that house. That's for sure.
By the way, this was interesting as well. Tyreek Hill.
Oh, I saw that tweet. Yeah. I saw that tweet. Yeah.
I don't know. Was Tyreek Hill right about everything? By the way, it wasn't just
I don't know about everything. Mr.
Who
was the most accurate quarterback.
I keep on the. Did you guys see this? Oh,
That's
yeah.
a bad day for them.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That
That was hilarious. I just love watching
Yeah,
this.
and then the
Honestly,
punter
like,
shanked one, right? Too, right? That's what.
yeah.
oh yeah, I'm
It's a
loving
bad
all
day.
of this.
Oh,
dude.
and then Dan's gonna hate this one though, and I apologize, Dan, but I think it's too funny. Travis Kelsey, ever since he started
I
dating
thought that
Taylor
was
Swift,
funny.
and
I saw that.
it's
Yeah.
Tim Tebow as a tight end.
There you go. Couldn't make
Hey,
the team.
Vic, hit us with the Raiders chant real quick after that big dub.
Raiders.
Let's go, dude.
Waiters.
Everyone was a
Waiters.
Raiders fan on Sunday, dude.
That
Dude,
was a good game. I did enjoy that.
did you guys see Emmanuel Lacho tweet out? We need to start having a conversation about Brock Purdy.
Oh, okay.
But this is what he
Social
said.
media quarterback or what?
This is what he said a couple of weeks or just a couple of days before that.
Over the last 375 days, has done everything in order for you to trust him more than Lamar Jackson. December 11th, 2022, Brock Purdy made his first start. Since then, Brock Purdy has more playoff wins than Lamar Jackson. Since then, Brock Purdy has played at a higher level than Lamar Jackson. Literally for 375 days straight now, Brock Purdy has earned your trust. He has 3 games with 4 touchdowns, no interceptions.
See, I'm not even a Lamar guy, but I'm not this stupid. Like you know, like, Lamar has a lot more upside than Brock Purdy does, dude. Especially like you can't even compare the situations. Like, get out of here.
So let me ask you guys. I'll start with Gilbert. Does Monday? Let's just go with Monday's games.
Yeah.
What are you more concerned about the teams that lost, or are you more uplifting, I guess, about the teams that won?
I'm a
Take away the
negative
Giants,
person.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm negative, so I'll go with the teams that lost because, like I mentioned to you on the live, Fernando, like it could be a perfect roster for the 49ers. You keep adding players, Sebastian Joseph Day, keep adding Chase Young, whatever, you still might not win it all. And I get football's about having a nice break and not having injuries and having the best paths to the Super Bowl, being at home. I don't want to hear the excuses. Like there's teams that had less talent on the roster and they win maybe 1 or 2 Super Bowls. Like these Patriots team, besides the 20 what's it called the 2017 wasn't as loaded, and they've won and won. So like it's a lot of pressure on John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan to deliver. Like what else can you do to maybe get like a real bona fide MVP quarterback, I guess? But it's when you got beat down so bad with a healthy roster like that at home, Monday Night Football, you're probably thinking like, oh crap, like it could happen to us again. And then Purdy got hurt during the game. Trent Williams got hurt late in the game. The game was over by then. But like I'm like John Lynch and 49ers fans are probably thinking like we're supposed to steamroll everybody, be a juggernaut. If we're healthy, we're good. And that wasn't the case. So I think for that, like maybe a little bit in the back of your head, you're thinking like the alarms are ringing. But I still think they're the best team in the NFC.
Vic, more impressed with the Raiders win or with the Ravens win?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say the Raiders win just because what they did was they went into Arrowhead and something. What is it? What was Mahomes before this season? Wasn't he like 15-0 against the division or something like that? And now they're taking 2 losses in both at home, if I'm not mistaken.
Like they never lost in December too, right? That was like another one. Like
right.
No, the loss to Denver was in Denver.
That was in Denver. So that just tells you, especially after what the Raiders did against them a couple weeks ago, where they just got blown out. We all thought, hey, the Raiders are finally going to give them a game, and they didn't. And I think what you've seen is this defense just, I think they've arrived now. Like I was telling you guys, I've been following this team for almost 25 years now, and I don't remember outside of the Super Bowl teams that went to the Super Bowl, I don't remember what a good defense looks like for the Raiders. And I mean, that's how long it's been. I'm sure if you ask Joe Morley, he'll tell you the same thing. It's been forever that the Raiders have had a good defense. And so I think that's been the most impressive thing was Patrick Graham. There was a lot of criticism last season, and it was a lot to do with the fact that he wasn't putting players in position. And I don't think it was that. It was he didn't have the players to be able to install his defense. And now, as I think you guys talked about on the live, now since Pierce took over, it's like, hey, Patrick Graham, go do what you need to do. I'll leave you alone, and you do what you need to do. And I mean, the addition of Jack Jones, claiming up, I know he had a lot of. One of the things that I saw, and I know I'm going to go off a little bit off of what we're talking about, but one of the things that really bothered me a couple of weeks ago when they brought in Jack Jones was, oh, look, you let go of a TikTok star and you brought in a delinquent in order to make sure that, you had a player. And now you're looking at it and it's like, yeah, it's cool to have a TikTok star on your team, but at the end of the day, you need players to win in this league. And I'm sorry, like, I understand that there's been a lot of issues with Jack Jones in the past. And part of the reason he's on this team is because he knows Antonio Pierce. And I get that. But in terms of what he's done to this team, I mean, they even got rid of Marcus Peters because he couldn't tackle. And now you've seen, since they got rid of Marcus Peters, you need people who tackle. You have Hobbs, you have Jack Jones along that defense, on that secondary. And so for me, that's been the most impressive thing, is just seeing how good this defense is. And I'm starting to believe that what you guys have said, that, hey, give Antonio Pierce a chance here. Make sure you bring back Patrick Graham and let him go during the offseason. Let him go and hire an offensive coordinator, because the guy they have right now, he's never called plays before. So if you can go and spend top tier money on an offensive coordinator, I think you have something that you can build off here with the Raiders.
Can you name that TikTok star, by the way?
Go ahead, because I don't remember his name. I'm sorry.
Isaac Rochelle.
I was gonna say, that's not. Don't feel bad. That guy's not good. I've seen the tape.
That kind of proves a point. He's less than Jonathan Owens. How about that?
Yeah. Dan, should after what you saw yesterday, Eagles Giants, should Eagles fans be concerned about their team going into the playoffs?
Look, I said this from the beginning. Okay, number one, they have too much talent. What I think is happening right now is a disconnect offensively. I think the defense is going to be fine. I think the Patricia move was excellent because, again, that's a D coordinator who's won Super Bowl doing a lot with less. And again, I think Matt Patricia's resume speaks for himself. I understand everybody wants to focus in on his tenure with the Lions. It's like no one's asking him to be a head coach. All he needs to do is run the defense. And obviously, I would ignore his OC days in New England the 1 year that he was there, because obviously that was just stupid. And we've already talked about stuff like that. The biggest problem offensively is, well, I'm gonna probably take flack for this again, but the biggest problem offensively, I think, is that, again, when you have some of these guys, right, he has a new coordinator. It's a lot different. When the run game's not working, you need Jalen to stand in the pocket and make some throws. Like, in my opinion, again, I think he gets too antsy and he almost sacks himself running out of the pocket, which I understand. When that works, I mean, all the ESPN and the NFL networks and the, whatever Sister's Ass network, they get all excited. You go all viral on Twitter. That's not going to win you games because again, you need to stand in the pocket, make throws. And I don't think you've seen that this year. I thought last year he was a better pocket passer, and we've already talked about it. I think Shane Steichen, you could tell the hole that is there right now offensively. And I think 100% they need to fix this as soon as possible, because in my mind, don't get me wrong, I didn't want to see a blowout, but to kind of make it of a game with the Giants, who've kind of been a disaster from start to finish and everything else, like that is a little bit concerning. But I mean, it's a divisional game. You see them twice, but I think they're going to be fine. I think they'll probably win a wild card game. And then who knows after that. But I think right now what you're seeing, again, is just, this disconnect you saw, I think, in the first year of Sirianni and all that stuff, where they barely made the wild card and everything else. They kind of got hot. So I don't know what is going to happen there, especially because you already see A.J. Brown starting to get frustrated. So that, of course, is never a good sign. But there was one thing I wanted to talk about, the Niner game. which I thought was I saw a tweet that I thought was pretty accurate. And going off of what you said that they should be worried, Gilberto, this is what concerns me most about the Niners. I thought this tweet kind of best summed it up. Coach JB tweeted another choke job down the stretch by Shanahan, runs the ball, blows the 2-minute warning, and then puts Darnold in a bad spot. I 100% agree with that because you needed a score before the 2-minute warning, and you make it a 7-point game. You have all 3 timeouts. You have at least a chance. You know what I'm saying? And his late game management has been called into question since he's been an offensive coordinator in Atlanta. So that's when you talk about, a star-studded roster, like you said, which you're right. More importantly, in my mind now, Shanahan's late game management is what always worries me. Like maybe they need to pull a Hackett and hire a time manager or something like that to really make sure nothing gets blown like that. But that's what's worrying me about the Niners right now.
Did watching the Chiefs lose piss you off about your current situation?
Don't even get me started because again, well, you're trying to get me going, and that's coming out later, and then I don't have anything to say. But
what's your current situation, anyways?
What are you talking about? The Chargers team. But that's what I'm talking about. I go back to it all the time. Like these guys aren't invincible. That's the thing. They're not invincible. All you need to do is rush the passer, make him throw in tight windows. He's gonna make mistakes, dude. Don't let him get out of the pocket. This is again why I'm not a huge Ravens guy. No one doubts that they're a good team on this program. Everyone knows they're a good team. But in my mind, the way the Chargers held them to 3 points in that Sunday night football game, and supposedly, if you believe the stories, believe half of what you hear. Oh no, sorry, yeah, believe nothing of what you hear and only what you see. If it's as dysfunctional as it was, and they held them to 10 points through 3 quarters, and especially you look at the tape, they made him stay in the pocket. They weren't letting him escape it. That in my mind is cause for concern. I think personally, I'd like to hope the Niners were just kind of playing we'll just give you this game because we could see you in the Super Bowl. But I don't think Shanahan and these guys are that smart. But it's like,
yeah, I think, and I'm gonna give a shout out to one of our viewers, a tier. I think he gave us a stat where when a team faces that team during the regular season, and then they face them in the Super Bowl, the winning team during the regular season is 1-7 in that Super Bowl. So
yeah, I mean the Giants did that one year against the Patriots.
No, I didn't even see that stat with all the crap that the year sends at me.
And then the other stat that should concern everyone is Shanahan's 0-whatever when he's down 8 points. 8 points to me is nothing. Like
1 in 31 with when he's trailing by 3 or more points going into the fourth quarter. He's 0-38 when he's trailing by more than 8 points.
Even Joe Buck was like on the call, like, this is hard to believe, but oh crap, okay, they're 0-38 when they're trailing 8 points in the fourth quarter. I'm like, it is hard to believe because they have a freaking stacked roster in San Francisco, but it just tells
on top
you
of that they're always out in front of a lead,
they're
always leading.
I think that's a big reason why they haven't won a Super Bowl. Like they don't really know how to adjust or make in-game adjustments. So you might have to win a game rallying from behind. Like I wanted to see it yesterday. Like you weren't down big that until maybe late in the third quarter. Do a rally, do something.
Yeah.
They sparked a little bit with the CMC run, and then after that, it just fell apart. And I don't know. I know Brock Purdy was really kind of frustrated out there with a good defense. There ain't a defense like that in the NFC, but if you run into that team again in the Super Bowl, it could be a problem.
Yeah, and I think the most concerning stat for me wasn't even from offense. It was on defense. Like they talked about how the 49ers defense, they have the lowest amount of people going into the red zone. And I mean, that just tells you that they haven't been challenged. And that's been my biggest thing with this 49ers team is like, what are you going to do if you get punched in the mouth? And I wasn't expecting it from the Ravens. I just thought they were going to give them a good game and they'll keep it close. But they went in there and I'll get to my takeaway later on. But it has to do with, having a good defense is going to, is going to be big in the playoffs this year or this season.
You go from Ray Lewis and Reed and just these like that's the thing. That's why Dan said you need to bring back the Raider way when it comes to the Raiders, because the history of the Raiders and what they've been in the past and what that eye patch means and all that.
Yeah.
Ravens are the same way. Ravens have always they lead by their defense. Their defense has always led the way. The 2000 Ravens, the 2012 Ravens that won the Super Bowl against the I know it was Joe Flacco on that offense, but that defense still, before the power outage, mysterious power outage, they had held Colin Kaepernick and that 49ers team down. They hadn't done anything until that power outage. Then they kind of got jump started. And then now the Ravens again, that defense. I mean, it's incredible to see the way their defense has always been consistent and the way they play. But yeah, no, I completely agree with you guys. And the thing is, like when you mentioned that, Gilbert, he's had Jimmy G and he's had Trey Lance and he's had Brock Purdy. Those guys aren't game changers. They're not difference makers. And it's okay to say that. I mean, Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Other Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. Like
Peyton with
like
no arm.
Brad Johnson.
Like there's guys that are going to win the Super Bowl that aren't world beaters, but I mean, you just have to do your job. Hell, Peyton Manning's last Super Bowl, his arm was shot, and all they said was don't screw it up. And
Flacco.
Yeah,
Joe Flacco was a stud.
No,
Joe Flacco was a stud.
No, it was really
He
good.
was
He was really, I'm
slinging it.
kidding. Elite or not elite. That was a
But
good.
this is why I always go back to, you don't need to panic at the quarterback position and pay these guys these ridiculous amounts. Invest that in a defense, offensive line, run game, and everything else, and it'll work out, dude. Like, it's been proven in the past, and I'm sure we'll see it in the future that those type of teams still win Super Bowls.
Yeah, there's different ways. I'd rather have the star quarterback, though. I'll just say that.
Yeah, because you want to be on the ESPN, NFL Network.
All right, Suge Knight.
ABC.
You want to get rid of your quarterback?
Who?
Huh? Who?
You.
Me? I'd never get rid of him. I'd keep him forever.
So he's worth the money. So some guys are worth the money.
I would look. Take it easy. You guys like. I have a whole thing planned for my burial, and you guys are really like.
All right.
You know what I mean?
I agree with Dan there too. Like, I think going back to the Ravens, I mean, you know, it's been 20 years now, and one thing has been for sure, they know how to draft. They know what a Ravens player looks like. They take the best available player each time. I think it was Daniel Jeremiah used to work for them, and one of the things he's always said is the fact that it didn't matter if there was a player need, they would always take the best player available. Even if they had a guy, you know, who was just as good at that position, they would still draft him because they knew that down the line they were going to need him, because you just, you know, you plug in and replace that way instead of you draft for need. And I think this is where the Ravens, you know, system, the way they do it, I don't think it has to do with John Harbaugh. It's just the way they run things. And I think
it's
part of what, and it even with, is it DaCosta now, who's the GM there? If you continue, and that's been kind of the problem that we've been seeing with like the Steelers and the and the Patriots as well, is that they're not being able to draft guys who, you know, fit the Patriots way or fit the Steelers way anymore, because those GMs are gone. And I think with DaCosta, he was like, look, I'm not going to mess with our system. I'm just going to continue to do what works for us.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. All right, let's go to week 16 NFL takeaways. Vic, go ahead.
Mine is going to be, and it's something that you guys all talked about today, and it has to do with the linebacker position and how, you know, for a couple of years now, everybody's like, well, you don't need an off-ball linebacker anymore because, you know, the way the offenses are being run nowadays, you know, you can draft a linebacker or not pay him. And so one of the biggest things we saw this past offseason was the criticism that the Bears got, because they gave a guy a 3-year contract for $19 million in TJ Edwards. And then you see Tremaine Edwards get 4 years for $72 million. And everybody was like, hey, Bears, what are you doing? Like, the linebacker position is going away. And, you know, in today's football, and they were onto something. As we've seen, the Bears defense has gotten really good. If you know how to use your linebackers, it's going to be good for your defense. We're not seeing with the Ravens, and we're seeing it with the 49ers. If you have a good linebackers in your defense, you're able to not only cover, but stop the run. And I think, you're gonna see that again, because what we know about the NFL, it's a copycat league. So you also see with the Raiders, they went out and got Spillane from the Steelers. Everybody was like, "What are you doing, Raiders? Why are you signing a guy who can cover?" Well, he leads the team. He leads the team in interceptions. Linebackers are essential nowadays, and it's going to be brought back as we go during this offseason. You're going to see guys, teams overpay for linebackers. You're going to see them go out and maybe the Lions were ahead of time with the drafting of Jack Campbell. You know, he hasn't done well, but I think with time and development, he'll get there. But I just think that what you're seeing, especially if you see the 49ers and the Ravens end up in the Super Bowl, the linebackers are going to get paid this offseason, and we're going to see that position be valued again.
Roquan got paid. It's Patrick Queen that's a free agent, I believe.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
be
you're
it.
right.
Yeah, Roquan got paid. Yeah, Queen's
All right, Dan,
he
go
had
ahead.
his 5th-year option picked up, and he's playing well. And sorry, one more thing on you brought up Jack Campbell, I was critical of the Lions draft because it kind of was a Stone Age one, but hey, they missed on Jack Campbell, but they got around Jahmyr Gibbs. That guy is fun to watch, and you need to know how to run the football. But everybody's doing the whole we're gonna stop the explosive plays. So the Lions are ahead of it. The Bears aren't winning games, but they're number 1 run defense right now. You see with the 49ers and the Ravens.
Well, the trade of Montez Sweat kind of, I think, helped them with.
Yeah, now they're rushing the passer too, so it is
Yeah.
helping. I wonder if Eberflus is going to get one more year, but he's not that great on the other side either.
Yeah, that's been the biggest question.
Can they build up that offensive line?
They're trying to, but it hasn't really panned out.
Yeah.
Well, Joe Alt did with one of those picks. Joe Alt would be perfect,
Oh, yeah.
and maybe another receiver.
So you're saying keeping Justin Fields?
He's grown on me a little bit just because I feel like they have been improving. They've been close in games, but why throw away that draft pick already? Like the way Mitchell Trubisky was trash. This kid, I think, has a little bit of something. I would maybe give it one more year, but who knows if you're going to be in the same
Draft
position.
Marvin Harrison number 1 with the Panthers.
I just don't like Caleb. I don't like Caleb Williams.
And then
Drake May is there.
Get a tackle at the 5th or 6th pick.
Yeah, but
Yeah, Drake
Dan,
May
go
there
ahead.
too.
Yeah, Dan, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I don't know what the extent of Trent Williams' injury is because he didn't finish the game, I don't think, on Sunday. But I think that, like, if you want to be worried about something for the Niners, you know, they had a lot of offensive linemen go out on Monday night, so that's going to be something to view, especially Trent. I feel like Trent is just such a, you know, he lifts their spirits for whatever reason. Like, they're a completely different team when he's in than when he's out and everything else. So, you know, yeah, that's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think the other thing is that I want to say about Week 16, good to see the Dolphins get a nice little drive going at the end. In case everyone's wondering, no, I'm still on Tua's keep receipt side. Like, I'm still not bought in. I just think with the offense, Mike McDaniel probably wants to run with Waddle, with Tyreek. He needs a guy who can push the ball, dude. And I just don't think he can do it. So I think, you know, he's a quarterback away. The Jaguars need to figure out their things. Trevor Lawrence, I think, has regressed. I don't know what it is. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And
I'm surprised you said pushing the ball down the field, Dan, because I feel like they need Tua to be more like expand the field, use more than just going to Waddle and Hill. Like, how about use some intermediate passes or some sideline throws?
Yeah,
I get they did his part in the comeback, but it was more of the running game and then giving it to Hill, I thought. But yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, either way, when those guys are open, whether intermediate down the hill, he's not always automatic on those. And it's like he's a little too twitchy for me. I don't think he's, especially if he's going to want some big old contract. Like, because I think he's in his he's a free agent after this year, right?
Yeah, he's about to go into his 5th year, so they got to pay him.
Yeah.
I think they picked up his 5th-year option.
Yeah,
They
that's
did.
the last one on his deal. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would not pay this guy $40 million or whatever it is. Like,
What if your quarterback was on this team?
they'd be undefeated. I don't know what to tell you.
Eagles.
Put him on the Eagles, the Niners, undefeated, dude.
Can I just bring up, like, with the Dolphins and the 49ers and how you said that without Trent Williams, you have to be concerned with the 49ers. And it just tells you with this offense, because the same concepts are being run between the 49ers, the Dolphins, and the Rams. And now you're seeing the Rams actually do something well because they're running those same run concepts. And so you don't need really good offensive line, at least according to these coaches. But as you talked about, Dan, you coach offensive linemen, you know how vital they are. And I just think that they haven't put money into those offensive line. And eventually in the playoffs, it's going to come back to haunt both of these teams that we're talking about in the 49ers and the Dolphins.
Well, yeah,
100%.
especially because of like look what's going on with Mahomes. Everybody was like, "Oh, they made such a smart move of getting Taylor and Devon
Donovan.
Smith,
Yeah, Donovan
and
Smith
they let go of the other dude, Orlando Brown or whatever."
and
But
White.
like their offensive line has regressed this year. They really haven't been the same offensive line, and it's because now they're starting to get called for all these penalties that they weren't called for before. But Dan, my bad. Go ahead.
No. I'm good.
Yeah,
Oh.
and Donovan Smith was part of the Buccaneers O-line that couldn't block for crap for Brady, and now they're actually
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. All right, let's go to Compas NFL Power Rankings. Vic, start us off.
All right, mine is 1 Ravens, 2 49ers, 3 Browns, Eagles 4, and 5 I put up the Bills. I couldn't put up the Cowboys anymore and the Dolphins. Even with the win against the Cowboys, I'm still not impressed with the Dolphins. I still want to see them. If they beat the Ravens and they're for real, I thought with the Ravens, one of the stats that really blew me away was that now being 7 teams that are in over 500. They beaten them by more than 14 points. I thought that was really impressive. So that's why they're number 1. And they beat the 49ers. The Browns, they're 10-5. I think they're 4-1 since Joe Flacco took over. And so that they've been probably the best team outside of the Rams and the Ravens the last 5 games.
Gilbert.
Yeah, I don't have the Eagles or the Bills. The Eagles are just terrible right now, and then the Bills, I'm not too impressed with them. So I'll go Ravens number 1, 2 49ers, Browns have my attention number 3. Dan Campbell 4, Lions. They turned around defensively the last 2 weeks, so I'm
There
believing
you
again.
go.
And then the curse this week, why not? Number 5, go with the Dolphins.
You know what?
Changing it.
I messed up on something.
They're gonna have. If I really do hope. Speaking of the matchups from your lives, I would love to see a week 1 of the playoffs. Stafford go to Detroit,
Yeah.
and then I guess the Ravens will be the number 1 seed. But I guess eventually, I'd love to see Flacco go to Baltimore. That would be some good storyline games right there.
And the Browns are still up for the number 1 seed, by the way, guys, because if the Browns continue to win, they win out, and the Ravens lose to the Dolphins, the Browns, because of them beating the Ravens, they would get the number 1 seed.
Oh,
so just
you're
keep that
right. Oh, I would love that. Let's go, Brads.
all right. I'm gonna go Ravens,
Messed up the rankings.
Ravens, Browns, 49ers, Lions, and Bills.
So you took out the Eagles?
Yeah, I took out the Eagles.
Okay. Then might as well just switch Lions and Eagles on our rankings just to make it
I
easy.
got you. I'll do it right now.
But we need a tiebreaker, Dan. We the points came out tied with the 49ers and the Browns. Who you like better?
You know what? You got to keep the Niners in front. They've just been more consistent for the most part. I mean, like, I'm not going to hit the panic button after one game. Like, yeah, it was a bad game, but I mean, I was about to quote Little Daniel Frown, like, these things happen in the NFL. You know how he's been saying that lately?
Yeah.
But these type of games happen. It's not like, if they were doing this week after week, then all right, hit the panic button. But I think they're going to figure it out. I think the Eagles are going to figure it out, but we'll see. There's just too much talent on those teams. Like, if you can't win at least one playoff game, then clearly you're doing something wrong with either team. Like, there's just too much talent on there, dude.
All right, it's time for our week 17 picks. Last week, let's see how we did. Last week, I went 2-3. Vic went 3-2. Dan went 3-2. Gilbert went 2-3.
Look at that.
So
Am I behind now by a game? What the hell, Dan?
as of right now, I am still up 45-30.
Oh yeah, you are behind by a game.
Vic 40-35. Dan is 37 and 38. Gilbert is 36 and 39.
I'm gonna start counting these. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Let's,
I'm always
uh,
doing 3 every freaking week, or either 3 and 2 or 2 and 3. I'm never 4 and 1 or 5 and 0. Never.
It's because you guys
You know-
pick too many games together.
You know what? We should. I'm gonna start picking all the same games. I'm gonna protect my lead. We need to do something for the basement dweller at the end.
Yeah.
Like whoever's at the bottom, we'll figure out what we do for them. That'd be funny.
We're in a real battle here, you and I.
At the Super Bowl. There you go.
What'd you say?
Buys the first rounds at the Super Bowl.
There you go. There you go. Buys the first round.
I'm the cheapest one anyway.
Oh yeah, water. Little water your way.
All right. Let's go now with week 17 picks. Raiders at Colts. I'm gonna go with the Raiders. Vic,
Yeah, give me the Raiders.
Dan,
It's at Colts.
I said
yeah,
the
the Colts. Oh, me last week.
Oh,
So
that was the Raiders.
I am picking them again.
Wait, hold on.
I think
Oh, it is at Colts. Yeah. Oh,
give me
damn.
the Colts. I think they're gonna be coming.
Damn
off
you!
their-
When I saw it was at Colts.
I'm gonna be. I think they're gonna be coming off the high of Kansas City. So give me the Colts. They're fighting for a playoff spot. They're trying to catch up to the Jaguars.
I'm trying to catch up to you, so give me the Raiders. Damn you!
Packers at Vikings. Give me the Vikings. Dan,
Packers at Vikings.
yes sir.
Yeah, give me the Vikings. I don't trust LaFleur.
Vic,
Give me the Packers.
Gilbert.
That's Dan. All right, fine. Give me the Vikings at home.
All right. Steelers at Seahawks. Give me the Seahawks. Vic,
Seahawks at home.
Dan,
Is my boy playing or no?
No, it's Geno Smith. He's back.
Ah. Yeah, I guess give me the Seahawks at home.
Gilbert,
Seahawks, Steelers, right? Seahawks. I hate the Steelers. They're annoying. Give me the Seahawks.
all right. Lions at Cowboys. Shit. F it. Give me the Lions. Vic,
Give me the Cowboys. They're undefeated at home. That's the only reason I'm going with them.
Gilbert,
That's Dan.
Dan,
You're a loser. I don't care. I'm gonna pack my mouth full of dip. Give me
All right,
MCDC on
Give
the
me-
road.
Give me the Cowboys at home.
all right. Last one. Dolphins at Ravens. Give me the Ravens. Dan,
Give me Mike McDaniel.
Vic,
Give me the Ravens.
Gilbert.
All right, F it. Gotta try something new. Give me the Dolphins.
So he curses my team instead.
Hey, you picked the Ravens, did you?
No, I didn't pick
No.
the Ravens.
Wait, what did you say?
He went with
picked
the
the Dolphins.
Dolphins.
No, we wanted the Dolphins. I thought you said
Yes.
the Ravens. Why am I tripping? Maybe I just
I think
No, he said,
assumed.
give me Mike. He said, "Give me Mike McDaniel."
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. Give me the Ravens then. Sorry. I thought you would
All
not
right.
pick the Dolphins.
No. I'll pick the Dolphins. I think Mike McDaniel's gonna Mike
Okay.
McDaniel and Vic Fangio are
All
gonna be
right,
in
for the
lab,
record,
dude.
give me the Ravens. There, just
I got you.
All right. Now let's go to Dan and Dago. Now let's go to Dan and Dago and see what he's got cooking up for us.
I know what you're saying now. You see me again. You're saying, hello, Dan and Daygo, my old friend. Well, it's good to see you all again. And let me tell you something. It is getting into that season, hoodie season. We all love hoodies, right? Shout out to hoodie season. Not only is right now the time where you're starting to get your pumpkin spice lattes and all that other crap, but let me tell you something better that'll keep you warm. Shout out to Compas on the Beat. We got hoodies over here. Go check them out. I kid you not. You know me. Dan and Dago is always a truth teller. I kid you not. You can get that hoodie, put it on out of the package. It's going to be comfortable. I kid you not. One of my favorite hoodies that I own. Absolutely love it. I love that now we're getting into the hoodie season again. So that way I don't look like a maniac wearing a hoodie in 80-degree weather or whatever. Check it out. CertifiedCompas.shop. Go over there, order a hoodie. I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong. Black Friday's coming up. Colder weather's coming up. Christmas is coming up. Hell, for Halloween, I don't know. You want to dress up like your Compas? Shout out to all you. Go and get it. Go and do it. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. Absolutely, you will not regret that purchase. So once again, go to certifiedcompas.shop. You will not regret the hoodie. And real quick, don't forget, check out our other shows. We got a little House of Horns. We got a little What's Up Bolts. We got a little regular Compas on the Beat. We got a little combat Compas for everybody who loves fighting. And if you love everything, the champions, be sure to check out Compas FC over there. The lads have got you covered. But anyway, let's just get back to the program.
Thank you so much for that, Dan. Appreciate you. Obviously, now it is time for...
There you go. Hit it.
Burial of the week. All right, let's start off because I know this is going to be comedy at its finest. Dan, go ahead.
Yeah, so I wanted to bury Patrick Mahomes and Tony Romo. You know, first off, Patrick Mahomes, like, I'm getting sick of these sideline antics just because I kind of brought this up a little bit when we were talking about Caleb Williams. This is the other thing. This is one of the points of emphasis I always try and have with the boys when I'm coaching. I always ask them, who do you want to be in times of struggle? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be the guy that finger points and tries to blame others? Do you want to be talking behind people's back, being a scumbag and everything else? Or you're either going to be part of the problem or part of the solution. I think right now Patrick Mahomes is part of the problem because I'm willing to bet when his contract was up, Andy Reid, whoever the GM is, or the Hunt family, I'm willing to bet you, did not sit down with him and say, let me tell you something. I want to show you a picture of two futures. You getting paid $50 million. You're going to have all this stuff. It's going to be amazing. This is the level of talent we're going to be able to get you. You take 25 or 30. This is the level of talent we're going to be able to get you.
Taylor Swift.
You know, no, get that garbage out of here. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think those tough conversations, happen because he has no one to blame again except himself, especially for Sunday. He gave the Raiders 14 of their, what did they end up with? 20 points or whatever. Like, I don't understand him. Like, don't get me wrong. There's not a double standard. I never really liked when Brady would do it because I don't like doing that stuff in public, especially on a sideline where there's cameras everywhere. Do it in the locker room. Do it somewhere else.
Once.
I'm not a huge fan of that stuff.
The kid was trying to quit one time when Dan was playing, and the kid's like, just take me out. And Dan berates him in front of everybody.
Wow.
All the parents turned. No, it's back when he was playing.
No, it was when I was playing. No, as a coach, I'm zen.
As a coach, you wouldn't do that,
dude.
But he literally lit into the kid, and everybody just turned around and looked at my mom and I, and we're like, yeah, I mean, what?
Yeah, some expletives were said, but I don't think those tough conversations were had with him. Right now, this is all him. He wanted the contract, he wanted everything else. I don't know where the hell he's trying to find the blame. I think right now what you're starting to see is, again, what I've been saying on the show, that it's like they probably thought to themselves, oh, we're the Chiefs. I'm Andy Reid. I'm Patrick Mahomes. We can just put bad boys out there and we're going to be able to win games. Because let me tell you something. And again, I repeat it. When my boy had bad boys out there last year fighting for a playoff spot, I didn't hear all the excuses I'm hearing for Patrick Mahomes about drops and everything else. So I don't want to hear it. This is, again, exactly why I continue to say he's not the best quarterback in the league. Give me Justin Herbert straight into my veins. You put him on any of these teams, they're defending the title. I don't know what to tell you. The other part of it is, the Patrick Mahomes stuff, that stuff's been pissing me off. That's what I was going back to. My bad, before you interrupted me. I'm not a huge sideline. I don't like doing that stuff on the sideline because, again, it's all recorded. They're going to blow it up, do all this stuff, Twitter and all that stuff. But, at least when Brady would do it, you think that guy's an asshole. When I see him do it, I'm just like, he's kind of a bitch, dude. Like, there's no other way to say it. Like, I am not a Mahomes guy at all. I think he's been handed a lot of things, and he doesn't really understand what's going on because, again, they always like to compare him to my boy. Their career trajectories completely different based on when they were taking situations and everything else I'm not going to get into. But yeah, I'm not a Patrick Mahomes guy at all.
Somebody joked that, like, this is what the Mahomes would look like with the Bears. Like, they would have drafted him number 2.
Exactly. Like, I love seeing Jackson Mahomes out there play quarterbacks. That's who he's been. I'm glad he's getting the hell kicked out of him. I hope they don't even make the playoffs. I'd rather
you haven't gone after Romo yet.
Oh, I know that's coming. I just wanted to get that part out. I've been holding it this whole time, and we were talking about quarterbacks the whole way through. That's why you don't overpay quarterbacks. I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't want to see another quarterback bitch about anything when they're getting paid $50 million of the salary cap. Just like Justin Herbert. At one point when this contract, has a huge cap hit or whatever, he's not going to be able to complain, nor would he. Because, again, there's just look at the character. Who would you rather have? Give me Justin Herbert every day. I'm not going to get into who he's had to deal with, but, you've never seen him do that stuff. I'll tell you that. And he's had a lot bigger problems to deal with than this jackass over there in Kansas City. And the other thing I'll tell you is this. This is why I'm so sick, and the media makes me hate players, because you have idiots like Tony Romo, Phil Nance, or not Phil Nance, the idiot's son, Dr. Florio, and all these other morons out there with their stupid takes for views. Tony Romo, I didn't know if he was a commentator for CBS or whoever he works for, or a gosh dang, Kansas City Chiefs cheerleader. I did not know the difference. The way he was talking about this team, you would have thought his wife owned the team, like he married a hunt or something. I just can't stand the way in the sports media everyone wants to be a cheerleader. And I'll tell you one thing, for anyone who would call me out on it, you at least know I'm not trying to be impartial. I love Justin Herbert. I'll tell you that straight up front. I'm not trying to be fake like these other morons and pretend to be impartial. So I have a nice little sports coat on with the logo of the network and everything, and I look so nice. I'm not fake about it. And let me tell you something. The way Tony Romo continues to cheerlead for this team, it just makes me nauseous. They should never let him announce another Kansas City game, because it is just terrible. I didn't mute it on Sunday only because I was watching the game with Fernando, and Fernando likes listening to it. But my God, I don't know how, Jim Nance doesn't just go over there and strangle him half the time. I just get so nauseous from hearing Tony Romo. And his claim to fame was just, him being able to dissect what the Patriots were going to do. Like, no shit. The guy was an NFL quarterback for 10 years. You'd hope he'd know something, but I can't stand it. I'm sick of it.
Dude, in one of those, Romo goes, I think we're all Mahomies, aren't we, Jim?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I forgot he mentioned something about Mahomes. Oh, my God. I wanted to blow my brains out, dude. It was so terrible. I can't stand Tony Romo.
And
I want to poke the bear, Jim.
Yeah, and they're going back. They're going back. It's what is it? Bengals at Chiefs. That's the same announcing crew.
They're on the call. Oh,
yes.
He must call like 50 career Chiefs games by this point. Like he's
dude,
always
I
there.
could only imagine the tears he shed watching the Patriots beat him in that AFC Championship. He was probably in there with Brittany.
And
let me console you. Then he hugged Jackson. He said, "My brother."
I was just gonna say, Dan, you're right too. Like that, I think part of the reason why I'm, been on your side now for a while now too, especially what we saw what he did to Josh Allen. As you guys said, he's the nicest guy you guys have met. After that Chargers Bills game, and I've heard the same thing about Josh Allen forever. Like you don't see him on the sideline. Usually, you see other players go and yell at him. And it's the same thing, like for Mahomes not to go and say, hey, good game, and still be bitching about the fact that they didn't get a call. Like, to me, that's still like that's going to be the one image that stays with me about Mahomes. Like, look, man, you've enjoyed all this success, and you can be happy for, like, look at everything Josh Allen has gone through, and yet he's still nice. He's still courteous to people. And it just shows you the difference between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, and even Justin Herbert. Like, I put Justin Herbert and Josh Allen in that same territory where they're about ball, man. Like, hey, they're really nice off the field, but for Mahomes, it just shows you what kind of people they really are when you have this success. Like, if success doesn't bother you and you're able to be courteous to people, that just shows you what kind of person you really are. And I think this season has shown what kind of person Patrick Mahomes really is.
Even Kelsey, like, he should take some crap, because like he got mad because of a trick play that worked and he wasn't on the field. Like, what the hell are you mad about? The play worked. Support Justin Watson, who replaced you on the field. Like, get out of here. But, yeah.
Oh, you know what was the funniest part? I saw a video, which I hope Andy Reid chews the hell out of both of those dumbasses. So when he threw his helmet, I think whoever grabbed his helmet and was going to take it to him.
Yeah.
Andy Reid grabbed it from him and said,
Uh-huh.
"Yeah, right, dude," and threw it away. Or
Like, I need more of that, Andy Reid. Control your star players.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
they're a little
'cause
off the rails right now.
it's like you said, Vic. We already hate Patrick Mahomes because the media carries his water and he can never do any wrong in their eyes. That's already bothers the hell out of us. We hate him because he gets these 8th downs and these ghost flags, and that bothers the hell out of us. We already hate him because of his wife, his brother, and now that they brought Taylor Swift into the whole thing, and it's just ridiculous, dude. Then they wonder. Yeah, exactly. Spoiled children.
Like, can you imagine
my
if that would have
God.
hit like somebody right there? Like that would have
I
been.
think I hate when players do this because it is such a spoiled child syndrome. Like, just not being, and that's another thing I try and harper in coaching is that you have to have the Warriors mentality. And what is that? The Warriors mentality is that you're always in control of your emotions.
Draymond Green.
No one's talking about that bum ass team up in the Bay.
I gotta be there for one of your speeches to the team. I wanna hear how you
It's wild.
fire
dude.
up
You know,
the kids.
So I make the kids laugh or whatever because I'll literally talk about like this past year we played a team and I brought up Custer's Last Stand. You know, they always laugh because I bring up historical things, and I was telling them, you know, Custer's Last Stand. Do you know why Custer lost that battle against the natives, the Indians, whatever you call them? And they're like, no. And we started talking about it. I was like, he lost it because he thought, oh, these guys are nothing. They're lightweights. We can just roll in and do whatever we want. No big deal. He didn't respect his enemy. And that's what I was trying to get at. He didn't respect his enemy. You can, when it comes, because I hated teams when I played, I'll tell you that. But I always respected them. I always knew, if I was not ready, they were going to take my football life just like I was willing to take theirs. So that's what I was trying to get at. Like, they always laugh because I'm a huge I try and give them the Spartan mentality where it's we, not me, and stuff like that. So I always bring up Spartan society and stuff like that. They always just laugh because I bring up historical things. So
Dan respected modern day.
no, I did not. No, I did not. I respect them that in the sense that I still had to show up and play and have the right mentality. But why'd you have to name drop Frown? No. Damn it.
I didn't say which modern day.
Yeah, not the powerhouse.
Definitely not the real one. Yeah.
I was gonna say you played
You set me up for that one. I took it. I took the bait.
All right, Vic.
All right, I'm gonna go right along with Dan there, and maybe call me a Grinch or whatever, but I'm just tired of these quarterback to O-line gives. Like, it seems like everybody decided to copy each other, and they all got four-wheelers this year for their offensive line. And I'm just like, look, just be original, make your own thing. Like, a couple years ago, everybody started getting Rolex for their offensive line, like. And I was showing Megan the videos, and she's like, "So what's the big deal with this?" And I'm like, "Look, the offensive line usually doesn't get any love, so this is the quarterback's way of showing them love and saying thank you." And I heard the story about O'Connell because he's a 4th-round pick. He's not making much, so he just gave his wife made baked goods, and she gave it to the offensive line. Because he's not making a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, if you have all the money in the world, like Mahomes, Josh Allen, Herbert, like all these guys, like, just be original and do something nice. You don't need to go and copy other quarterbacks and get him four-wheelers. I thought the Mahomes one was really like, I'm like, bro, like, really, you
copied Trevor Lawrence for that one.
Yeah, and that one was funny though because of what happened. The fact that everybody was making a big deal out of the fact that the Jaguars don't have a card to take him back. Like, I thought that was really like original.
Unless
like,
Mahomes bought it before and like, crap, Lawrence beat me to it. Now I look like a copycat.
Yeah, like I just don't understand. Like, and I don't I don't mean to be a Grinch here, but like at the same time, like, just be original, come up with your own thing, something symbolic for your offensive lineman instead of copying everybody else. And then the TV networks, I get it. This is the time of year, like in baseball at the end of the season, you see guys dressing up, like kind of showing support for each other. But like for the offensive linemen, like this is kind of getting out of hand. Like let's do a little, like I'm like, kind of like what Dan says about doing sequels. I'm the same thing here with the with the quarterback gives to the offensive line. Give me something original. Stop copying each other, and that's my burial, guys.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, I think the carts are stupid because I mean, like, I'm sure these facilities are not that big, but the other thing is, like, just take them out to eat, dude. Spend time with them. I get they're all grown men. They have families. Still got to make time for your teammates, dude, or it's never gonna work.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna go really quick.
No, wait. Let me do mine because mine's not that great. I want to talk about yours.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be selfish here. Like, I hate it working and having Christmas weekend at the same time. Like, and even if you're just a football fan, you don't have to work. Like, why don't you go talk, like you mentioned, talk to your teammates, go talk to your family on Christmas. Don't be watching football. Like, I don't like NFL is really just trying to take every single day of the week. At some point, we're gonna have Wednesday game, Tuesday's game. Like, enough with the freaking Black Friday and then forcing everybody to have a Thursday game and a flex Thursday, a flex Monday, a flex whatever. Like, no, I did not like that. Like, freaking Sunday, Christmas Eve games. Okay, whatever, fine. Then you go and do a triple header on the actual Christmas Day, Monday, saying F you basketball. I don't care about basketball either, but geez, let somebody else have the attention. I did not watch a single game. But I don't know. I just didn't like the whole feeling there. And then I'm guessing they said that they won't do it on when it falls on a Tuesday or Wednesday. So you're gonna do it when it's on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Keep like it's still a bunch of other days. So
Triple H gave all the wrestlers the week off. So
really? There was no like shows or anything?
No Monday Night Raw. I think there is there's a show today on Madison Square Garden, but I think since last Monday. No. They're tonight. CM Punk fights for the first time at Madison
Tuesday.
Square Garden.
Okay,
yeah. So,
like
but
Monday.
Triple H gave them since last Tuesday till today off, and gave them all Christmas and everything so that they could get their bodies going. That had never happened before. They used to shoot right through, and Triple H gave them the whole weekend off.
Shout out Triple H and
Yeah,
if you're the Rams or the Saints playing on Thursday, you're probably loving it because you get the whole weekend off to be with your family. But I know some people like watching football. I get it. I love it.
I do. Yeah,
that's fine too on Thanksgiving. Maybe like an early game on a Christmas Day, but the triple header like all day, I was like, anyway. But whatever. That's a selfish kind of reasoning there. But I was not a fan of it. But even the game, besides the Chiefs and the Raiders was good. I called it. That's the only thing I got right last weekend. We all expect the showdown between Ravens and 49ers. It's going to be a snoozer, and it was. So who cares? I was awake for that crap. But yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, even Megan asked me, she's like, "Oh, has there always been football on Christmas?" And I'm like, "No, this is the first time that I can remember having 3 games in one day on Christmas Day." And I think it was Scott Hansen said it's not going to happen till 2028. Where you get both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, where you can get a possibility.
I remember when it happened in 14, but in 14 they were really cool about it because they moved all the games, most of the games. They left one game for Christmas Eve and they moved them all to the 23rd. It was a Saturday.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember the Chargers were undefeated, the Browns hadn't won a game yet, and the Chargers went in there. And the Browns won their game off of the Chargers.
Winning field goal on my birthday.
It was on your birthday.
Right?
My bad. I'm thinking of something else. But whatever. But like they used to move it so that nobody would have to work on Christmas. But now obviously they don't give a crap because people are out. And watch, they're gonna come out in a couple of days and say our highest ratings were from the 3 Christmas Day games.
Well, I just saw Schefter say like the Monday Night Football game of Ravens 49 was the second most viewed game of the year. Like, who cares?
Yeah. But, either way, where's the NFLPA and all this stuff? Stop with the automatic first down penalties. Stop with all this other crap.
I'm getting a second burial. All right, so I'm gonna go based off of this. Jonathan Owens. I'm sure everybody's heard about it. Let's just give you a little bit of a snippet so you can hear it.
It's like she pops up, and I'm like, let me see who this is. Gymnastics. I ain't never, I never really paid attention to gymnastics, so
that's cap.
Piqued my curiosity. I'm like, okay, that's I'll see what's up. I swiped her and it said we matched. So I'm just like, okay, so I'm gonna see what's up. So I go do my workout and I come back and I get like, I had some likes on my Instagram, you know, and I'm like, oh, this might be. I'm like, okay. So I see what's up, and then I still waited. I'm like, man, I'm gonna wait till I, take a shower and everything. Then I come back to my phone, and then she messages me on the app like, hey, you know what I mean? And I'm, man, that's up, man. This gotta be fake. Like, I don't know.
Well, basically, Jonathan Owens called himself a catch, and he was saying all this other stuff or whatever. But a lot of women came after him, and they were like, "How did you not know who Simone Biles was? Gymnastics, she's a superstar. Blah 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 blah, whatever." And people were like tweeting at Simone Biles, "You should divorce him. What an asshole! He thinks he's the prize, but really it's her." Blah blah blah. A lot of single women probably were the ones that came out and attacked him, which is just terrible. Because I'm using that to say this. Simone Biles came out, and remember, again, she is sitting right there next to her
him,
husband, laughing at everything that he's doing, and she tweets out, "Are y'all done yet?" Like, even she was fed up with all this crap. Like, it just amazes me how society is so quick to just come after people instead of just chilling out and letting stuff happen. But no, here we go. Like, here comes everybody tweeting out about it. Oh my God, what a pompous asshole. Like, this is how all men are nowadays. This and that. That's not how Dan is. I know for a fact that's not how Dan is. But
I was muted. I'm back.
But it's just terrible. Like, she's sitting right there. She's cool with it. She didn't respond. She didn't say anything. She was letting himself gas himself up around the boys. That's what you want. Somebody that's gonna allow you. But at the same time, you've seen the pictures of them. They have a great relationship. She's there at the game. She's always cheering for him. They always show her. I'm sure Dan appreciates the Simone Biles a lot more than he does with some of the other stuff.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Exactly. But
they're the worst, dude. Be the wife. Don't just make yourself part of the show.
That people just jump the gun. They don't think. They don't realize anything. They just want to shoot out whatever they have to say. Why? Because they think that because they have social media, they can do whatever they want. And I just think that's why people are so dumb. Like, honestly, if it was up to me, I'm sure Dan's the same way. If we weren't doing what we were doing, I wouldn't have I hate social media. But I just do it because of what I do.
For the memes.
But that too. But just people are so dumb and just shooting off like that. And then she just sits there. Are y'all done yet? Like, that's just funny to me. But Gilbert, I know you wanted to comment on this. So.
Yeah, he just made himself look back. Cause like, really, you had no idea who she was. Like, everybody knows who Simone Biles is, and like they found out.
I can tell you right now, he did not know who she was until they started showing her against the Packers. Remember when the Chargers played the Texans and he picked off?
Yeah. Oh, don't even remind me.
Daniel didn't know.
Yeah, no idea who wasn't to that. Okay.
No, he didn't know who Simone Biles was. Oh, we know who Michaela Maroney is. We all know. We know who Michaela. By the way,
but he had a couple of tweets saying like, "Oh, he's watching the 2016 Olympics."
I never watched the Olympics. I never watched the Winter Olympics. I never watched any of that stuff.
But I didn't know who he was until the Texans played the Chargers, and I
didn't know who he was either. To be fair.
I missed that game because of COVID, or I didn't have COVID, but like they didn't want me traveling. It was 2020. I think they were just dating, and I have no idea who he was. But I think he had like a nice game, and they kept saying Simone Biles boyfriend. So I kept tabs on him, and like he's doing whatever with the Packers. I don't expect like the casual football fans to know who he is, so I get that. But he kind of did come off a little bad there, like self-gassing himself up. But I get what you're saying, Fernando. She's okay with it. She's right there. She had the tweet. Hanging out with the boys.
I'm sure if she had a problem with it, she would have stopped it right then and there.
Like, who I was.
She was just rolling her eyes like, oh my God, here we go. Typical boyfriend stuff.
And sometimes that's like their way of like flirting. I don't know. They're still probably in that.
You don't know.
And I mean, whatever. Well, you guys know. He's a handsome, like the dude's he's a handsome guy. So obviously he's gonna gas himself
the Band-Aid, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
Made him look tough.
Yeah. But real quick, I want to actually bury the real culprit. Ryan Clark. Like, I bet like they never wanted to do like a show, and like he's like, hey, come on, like I'm a former player, I got you, come on the show, let's talk, it's all about you. Like they probably made like, and they keep calling you Simone Biles' husband, like let's make it about you. And all he wanted was to talk about their relationship. And like when he said I never heard of her, he's like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. So he made it worse by saying like, oh, like you're pretty much a liar. Like you're just lying on my show here. And he kept asking and asking about the relationship. How about me? If you wanted to be honest with the guy, like, hey, let's make it about you and how you came up. Like you're more than just the husband here. I get. Like it should go both ways. And people kept calling Julie Ertz like a Zach Ertz, like whatever husband. There you go, or a wife. There you go. Got it wrong. But people get mad at that when you write the headline. You got to give her the full name there. So it should go both ways. I get that. Give him a spotlight. He's like somewhat of a starter. I don't know what he is with the Packers, but he was stirring the pot. And then he goes and does like a video on whatever on social media saying, hey, let's knock it off now. Like these people came on my show and it's a beautiful love here. I'm like, no, you're loving the attention. Your show picked up on a good amount of subscribers and viewers. You know what you were doing when you brought them on the show and stirring the pot. So get out of here. You loving everybody attacking Jonathan Owens. You're the reason why this couple here is on the fire. They could have stayed quiet and mind their own business, but Ryan Clark, you decided to have it for your podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there, Gilbert. And Megan asked me about this, and I was like, I think I'm with you guys too about the whole social media thing that is becoming a problem. And I think part of it too, like if you know anything about what's going on with Malika Andrews, what happened there with her too has to do with Stephen A. Smith. And you're having the same thing here with Ryan Clark, where you're the culprit here. You're the one who started this, and now you're trying to be like, hey guys, like stay off of them because I messed up, and so now you're having all this hate for some Simone Biles and her husband and Jonathan Owens. So I just don't understand. And for me, it's like I understood where Jonathan Owens was coming from. Like, look, usually when you have a famous wife, you have a guy who doesn't have any confidence in himself because, like they're not looked at as important. And maybe she's giving him confidence to feel that way. And I think it's kind of hard for us we don't know what their relationship is, as you guys talked about. It sounds like they have a nice, healthy relationship. We've also seen her deal with mental health problems before in the Olympics, and maybe that's the reason why he feels so confident to be able to say those things, because he's trying to pass that on to her as well, and that's part of the relationship. And part of the problem with social media is people are trying to manipulate people's relationships, and that's where I have a problem with it. So I'm with you guys.
You don't think she's
I'll be Mr.
like
Selena Gomez.
Wait, what?
I'll be Mr. Selena Gomez. I don't give a crap.
No, who cares? But I'm guessing seeing all that people talking about your relationship, you're probably thinking like, oh crap, did I mess up here? And it's kind of like mess with your mind. And so I don't know. But if they never went on the podcast, they would have been happy and fine and in love. But whatever.
I'm more curious about what this professional athlete Tinder is talking about swiping. And
I wanted
all that.
to know which app are they on. Like, what the hell are you doing?
There's no way. Yeah, there's no way you find her on regular Tinder or whatever. Like, that's the real question. Where can we find these celebrities?
No, there's supposedly an app just for them.
For the athletes?
For them. Yeah. For the big people.
There's one called The League where you kind of get like they check you up on the FBI database and you have to pay a month to get on there, and like rich people get on it.
Yeah,
no, but I think if you're verified on a social media thing, you get in for free.
Oh,
yeah. So
ridiculous.
I don't know. But yeah, they have different apps. I know for a fact they have different apps than. I mean, that's where you go. That's where you go find a wife. You want one of them, you go down to Tinder or one of them, and you try and find some other stuff down there. But all right. Let's go now to Avocado Roast. 2023 was up and down a year for films and TV shows. We're going to give you our best and worst of 2023. Gilbert, go ahead.
Damn you. I didn't even narrow down my list here. But
all right, Dan, go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. Worst movie I saw was The Exorcist. Again, this is why I'm so against prequels, sequels, and everything else and spinoffs, because the thing that these people forget is that you're going to compare it to the original. So if it can't even hold the original's jock strap, like, I'm going to be pretty pissed off. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why I can't stand half of the stuff that's coming out of Hollywood. I've already said that, so I'm not going to make it any longer. The best movie, Napoleon, I thought was the best thing I've seen so far. people bitched about it, or sorry, complained about it not being historically accurate and stuff like that. But I mean, and I told this to a buddy the other day. I was like, it might not be historically accurate, but give me that or the manure that's coming out of Hollywood. I'll take Napoleon out every time. You know what I mean? So I like Napoleon. I thought it was very well done. And again, this is why if you don't have any ideas, just open a history book and you can find some amazing stories in there that you don't really need to twist or do whatever. Like, I understand you have to put a little bit of Hollywood magic in there to sell, but there's a lot of stories in there. It's like, stop trying to do this same old story of sequel, prequels, and all this other crap, spin-offs. I don't need it. I don't want it.
You loved Wonka. All right.
No, I did not.
I'll go real fast. I honestly didn't watch almost anything new this year just because, like Dan said, I'm just not a big fan of the movies coming out. But I did finish Manifest. I thought Manifest was
Still haven't watched it.
really.
The newest one.
Oh, you need to watch it.
Okay.
I thought it was great the way they put it all together. So I thought that was a great show.
Is
Worst.
that the end? That's the final season? Or
Yeah. My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3, I thought was
Worst.
one of the worst. Like,
Ass.
it was,
Okay.
it was really bad. Like, it was just anything you had thought about the movie. The first two, you're like, oh my god, these are really good. This, that. The third one just takes a crap on it. So I just did not like it. So, Vic, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the two that you guys mentioned as your worst were in the top 10 for worst. When I started looking at some lists, I was like, wow, like who would have thought that Dan and Fernando had two of the worst? But
They were just
for
bad.
me, the worst one, and I'll go to the MCU. I know how much you guys love the MCU, so
Especially Gilberto.
yeah. Quantum Mania, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania was just straight out a garbage when it came to CGI. The storyline, and now with the whole Jonathan Majors thing, it gets even worse. Like, I saw they had Jonathan Majors as a feature guy because he was playing Kang, and then like you saw the poster again, and now it's just Ant-Man and the Wasp. But it was just really bad in terms of the
biggest jinx of the year, Vic, calling him Denzel
Yes,
Washington.
I did that. I'll take that L. Yes, I did, and he ruined his career because he made a movie called Magazine Dreams that he was going to get nominated for an Oscar had it come out, but Disney pulled it because
Damn.
they knew what was coming down the road, and now we're not going to get to see him be a good actor. Instead, his career is probably ruined, and he's probably going to have to go through a lot of the. It's going to be a while before we see him again, and we see a lot with these actors where they rehab their image and they come back and they do great things. But
No, I ain't signing no autographs, but you get off my car.
They're saying Jonathan Abrams in 2 years.
You don't remember me.
Oh my god. Oh, speaking of which,
Long way
ruining
from Double
careers.
Raps and your mom.
My bad. It was a small video, but
Speaking
it
of
was
which,
just,
ruining
scene
careers.
from from Creed, where they're like, "This is Jonathan Abrams in 3 years."
Jonathan Abrams is the safety. Yeah.
I don't. Hold
Yeah,
on,
that's
hold
it.
on,
That's
Dan.
it.
Let Vic
Okay.
finish. My bad. I didn't let him
All right.
finish. Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
and then I'll just give you my best terms of TV show. The Bear season 2, a couple of episodes stand out. The Forks episode, just the Marcus episode, they were awesome. And then in terms of the best movie, it was the one I recently, maybe as recency bias, but Godzilla -1 was probably the best thing I saw all year. The Godzilla movie, Japanese, and it was dubbed in English. So yeah, best thing I saw this year. Creed, the Creed movies were really good. Creed 3 I thought was really good this year, but I think overall from start to finish, Godzilla -1.
I was gonna say, speaking of ruining careers, I was very nervous about the fate of the Furious and that Fast franchise. Someone else decided to ruin his career and not think about the family. Pretty selfish, huh, Frau?
I heard about that too.
Naughty, dude. Can't do that stuff.
All right, Gilbert, go ahead.
Yes. Well, real quick, speaking of crap and similar to Fast and the Furious, I don't know I forgot the name of it, but it was on Netflix and I just watched it. And it's like this SWAT team led by a hot chick. And it's like a top 10 on Netflix. I don't know if you guys saw it, but they're undercover and they bring in spies from Las Vegas, and it was the worst crap I've seen. But I forgot the name.
Is it Emily Hunt and Chris Evans? Is it was Captain America in there?
No, not that one. But it's
No.
it's kind of like that, but it's like a team of 8 people, and they're undercover in Las Vegas trying to like bring down these Russian spies, and like it's like pretty much like sex, drugs, and really bad acting. And it's like, yeah, only the bros watch. This is the worst thing ever. But I forgot the name of it. But you just reminded me with it kind of has like a Fast and Furious kind of vibe. Yeah. But anyways, I couldn't pick one that I really liked, and I don't want to, like you mentioned, Victor, I don't want to think about something I just watched. Huh?
That's good shit.
What?
Fast and Furious is ass.
No, but if you watch this, like it wouldn't, like Dan says, it wouldn't hold the franchise jockstrap. But it was
exactly nothing can.
But anyways, yeah. So I decided to give you 3 underrated shows if you have not seen. I feel like I didn't get enough love. The first one, I think maybe a good amount of love, but people should watch it. Beef. It was so much chaos. It was well written out, played out, good acting. It didn't get enough love, I feel like. I know Netflix is trying to pipe it up, saying like, hey, it got Emmy nominations and crap like that. But Beef, definitely check that out. Check out the Changeling on Apple TV. It's kind of like a little mystery horror to it. The actor from Get Out and a bunch of movies, he's really good on that. I'm already blanking on his name, but underrated show. Nobody really talked about
Daniel Kaluuya.
He was the one that was in the Haunted Mansion, the main guy.
Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya.
No, not him.
I know you're talking. Stanfield.
There you go. Yeah,
yes,
that's his name. Not Seinfeld. Stan. Yeah, I always think about it. It's not Seinfeld. And then Poker Face on Peacock with the girl from American Pie. That show is also well written. Good mystery. People didn't talk about it enough, I felt like. So those are my 3 underrated. I can't pick a favorite. Obviously, Succession, The Last of Us came out. Those are really good, but I couldn't pick one. And then a crappy one, disappointed in The Witcher 3. I didn't even finish it, and I love The Witcher first 1 and 2. I don't know, because
even dressed up like him.
I know. And then I guess because Superman guy was leaving, it was like a different director. I forgot the guy's name, Superman. But
Henry Cavill.
It felt like he just melded in. Like, all right, I'm out of here. Thor's little brother. He's gonna take over. It's gonna be crappy. I don't care about that guy. And I just didn't finish it. I want to, but it was really crappy. And then me and Caroline played Twisted Metal when we were kids on PlayStation. So we wanted to watch the show on Peacock. 15 minutes, turn that crap off. It was the worst thing there. There you go. Turn the lights off. Twisted Metal on Peacock, the worst thing.
And they're getting a second season.
What?
Which is surprising. Yes.
Oh, God.
We wanted to watch it because of Stephanie Beatrice, who was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah, the tough chick, she was in that. It was bad. It was corny.
All right. Well, that was our best and worst of 2023. Folks, as we head into Una Más, Eastern Michigan faced off against South Alabama in the 68 Ventures Bowl on Saturday night. And I believe South Alabama beat the crap out of Eastern Michigan 59-10. So after the game, South Alabama was there doing their alma mater and all that, or their fight song or whatever.
Yeah, I saw.
And then all of a sudden, watch closely. Here comes a player running, and bam!
I saw that. Yeah. Whoa. But this is colleges, right? Or?
Yeah. These are colleges.
I think that's Trent Dilfer's school, by the way.
What's the school again?
The Alabama one.
Yeah, the
UVA.
UVA.
The UVA.
Oh wow,
Birmingham. Yeah.
You know, there's just no need for that type of stuff, dude. Like, if you can't handle it between the whistles, like, it's, yeah.
So they were just doing their, what were they doing?
Yeah, like the game was over, and the defensive back just ran up and hit another defensive back, and he cheap shot at him, and then the kid came out, and he's like, "Oh, I apologize. I wasn't in my right mind. Like,
yeah, shut up.
I messed up." But
Okay,
he doesn't even have a
anyways.
helmet on, and so they're all just dog walking him, like stomping on him and doing everything. So, like, it's just. And if you notice, like, not a lot of people from Eastern Michigan come over, like, to help. Like, yeah, there's some players standing there, but this kid is like, look at where he is all the way on this side of the field.
Yeah,
and nobody's really good. But honestly, kudos to Eastern Michigan players for not going ballistic and like
isn't that what Max
all out Royal Rumble.
Just trying to.
I think that's
break
Max
the-
Crosby's school, no? Eastern Michigan? Might be one of those.
No, wasn't he Central?
Oh yeah, you might be right. One of those. It's like a West, East, and Central.
Yeah, their
crazy, though.
uniforms were green, unless that's who lost here.
well, that's
No,
really
yeah,
big.
yeah. Eastern Michigan lost, so they're green, and South Alabama's in the white and red.
Oh, South Alabama. No, that's not Dilfer.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
South
okay.
Alabama. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was one thing I was just like, damn, like
Yeah, that's uncalled for.
crazy. And I'm sure you guys all watched this one. I saw it all over social media, but I thought it was funny.
Oh, I didn't. Oh yeah.
Oh, I love these.
Yeah. They're the best.
It's a guy dressed up as the Grinch, and he comes in and he starts like running over the kids, and the kids start running around, and a guy comes in and starts wrestling with them. And
Is that a grown man? Oh yeah, that is a grown man.
There's that one tough deal.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
he starts stealing stuff and going around. Look.
He steals a tree.
Hilarious. Like some kids are crying, some are screaming, some are trying to fight. That's hilarious.
There's the
we were talking
Jack
about
Jones
this
in
over the
there.
weekend. Yeah. We were talking about this over the weekend. I was like, I can't wait for the day when like we all have kids or whatever. Fernando's gonna come in first as Santa, and then like an hour later, I'm gonna come in as the Grinch and steal all the presents.
yeah, the best one of those videos is the one where he throws the presents outside the window. If you've seen this one,
yeah, definitely 100%. But all right, so obviously it is the last episode before 2024. I wanted to thank you guys, the three of you guys. I wanted to thank all the viewers for an amazing 2023. I got an email the other day. I think Gilbert got it too, of how much we've grown the channel in the last year. So we definitely appreciate you guys for checking that out. We appreciate you guys so much. And before we go, though, Gilbert, if you wanted to give your message, but
Yeah,
obviously just wanted to thank everybody for helping us grow in 2023.
yeah, no, thank you guys too as well. And I was gonna say, like, it'd be nice if we get together like during this time to kind of celebrate us and the hard work we're doing. But we usually have that during Super Bowl Radio Row, and that's a good segue right there. I like when we get together for the week and create content, but also create memories, and also see Dan's end of the week video. Is always kind of cool to see. So that's kind of like our end of the year. But yeah, during the holidays, you think about that too. And you want to help the Compas get to Super Bowl Radio Row. I think we're one step closer, Fernando. We're still waiting on some more good news, but so we're planning ahead because we're good like that. But if you want to help us with housing, getting equipment, just things that create content in person, not remotely, book some big time guests. I'm trying to go for the trifecta: UFC fighter, boxer, pro wrestler, and you know what? And 3 current NFL players, maybe 3 former players. There you go. I'm setting the bar pretty high because we had some good success. But to get there, it does cost money. So check out the link in the description. You'll see a PayPal link for donations. We got a couple already, and it means the world to us. We're not trying to force people during this time. But also, we see us on live. We're doing more lives. We're trying to get more lives on House of Horns, What's Up Bolts, Compas on the Beat. We're seeing people more engaging. That's been awesome on these lives too. When fortunately Staley got fired, but when Staley got fired, we had a good amount of people for that live. For Thursday's game, Rams Saints, we got a good amount of people, and not just Rams fans, people from Compas who maybe support the Chargers or a different team jumped on and chatted with us. So getting to know people has been pretty cool this past month here. And but that's support enough right there. Subscribing, that's also big too. But when you see us go live, you see the super thanks button for a super sticker, or a super chat, super like, super whatever. Eventually, we're gonna offer Dan there as a super hangout date with Dan.
There we go.
Super
There we
hangout.
go.
But the things like that, if you watch like a short from our channel, either on What's Up Bows, House of Horns, Compas on the Beat, and it says the heart there with the thanks, you click on that. You can also give whatever you can too. And then eventually we got to pick up Combat Compas because the off season's coming fast. We got to talk about WWE, Road to WrestleMania, boxing, and UFC. But right now we got the 4 channels. We're growing each year, but we couldn't do that without you guys subscribing and watching. But if you want to help out a little more, those are a couple ways to do it.
Yeah. So obviously, thank you guys so much again for our last episode in 2023. Thank you guys so much. See you guys in 2024. Gilbert, ¿sabes qué? Vámonos.
Ya nos vamos, pues, on to 2024. Vámonos.